Can the Georgia Bulldogs land the number one player in the country? I'm talking about 2023 defensive lineman Lebus LT Overton out of Milton High School. I've seen him multiple times now, and guys, I have to be honest, I do think the Bulldogs are behind a few other schools right now for this elite prospect, 6'4", 270 pounds. I've seen him multiple times now. He led the state of Georgia in sacks last year for Milton, 21 and a half, I believe. The guy is an absolute freak at defensive end. I think he has first-round NFL potential one day, and that's saying a lot since he's only played high school for 2 years. But I did speak with him about his recruitment earlier this week, and the Bulldogs have a fight on their hands. This is a kid who was born in Texas. His dad was the assistant athletic director at Texas A&M before moving to Alabama, where his dad was the associate, I believe, athletic director at Alabama, assistant athletic director at Alabama. So he spent some time in Texas, most of his life in Alabama before moving to Georgia, where he plays in Milton now. His dad is the athletic director at Kennesaw State University. So Overton has bounced around a little bit. His dad played at Oklahoma, so he's got family ties to Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Alabama. He also told me that Clemson is a team very high on his list, and he did say that Georgia is a team that is in his top group with Clemson, Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and maybe a few others. So it's not the end of the road at all. There's still plenty of time left because Georgia is actually hosting him for a visit on June 1st. So this is the time where they're going to have to roll out the red carpet. Again, a lot of people only are focused on the 2022 class right now, and that's totally fine. We've got recruiting updates on a ton of 2022 prospects, but Overton is a 2023 guy. But if he were in the 22 class, this kid's an easy 5-star. I think he could be the number one prospect in the country in 2023. That's where he's ranked right now, and I believe that's probably where he should be ranked at the very end. But he's a 5-star if he were a year older as well. That's how good this kid is. And Georgia's got some work to do, but it's definitely there's definitely some time to get them back into it. Scott Cochran, the special teams coordinator at Georgia, big deal. Of course, he was at Alabama for a decade plus as the strength and conditioning coach. That's the guy that has been in the most contact with Overton the last few years. He said he knows him like family. They talk all the time. But he did tell me that he doesn't have the same relationship with Kirby Smart, Trey Scott, Dan Lanning, and a few of the others. So I do believe that first weekend in June, when visits open up, that Overton is going to be have the red carpet rolled out for him when he gets to Athens. This is going to be his first visit there. So it's not like this kid has a ton of ties to the state of Georgia or the Georgia Bulldog football program. So this should be an eye-opening visit for him. He's heard about how beautiful campus is, Sanford Stadium, the family atmosphere that Georgia has, and now he's going to be able to take that in and see it for firsthand for the first time. So if Georgia wants to make a run at this kid and land him down the road, which is something they probably need to do, this visit is going to be absolutely big. He's going to visit Alabama shortly after, I believe, the second weekend of June. That's a place where he's kind of called home for a while. He's very familiar with Nick Saban, the Alabama staff, everyone over there. So I would say that Alabama, Clemson, Texas A&M, and probably Oklahoma are ahead of Georgia right now. But getting him on campus is a big deal because, again, he's never been there before, and the staff has been waiting to have guys on campus for a while now. That's when the Georgia staff does their absolute best, with guys on campus, with their family, seeing the environment, seeing everything, and sitting down and talking to the staff face-to-face. That's how they win kids over, and they're going to try to do that with Overton. He's not going to be won over this weekend, but this will be a big step, I think, in Georgia's, where they sit in his recruitment. But he's not going to be the only big-time prospect in town that first weekend of June 2023. I'm going to go down the list right now. If you don't know any of these kids or most of them, that's okay. I'm going to be talking about all of them over on Dawg Post. I hope you all know by now Georgia's top targets in the 2022 class by watching some of these videos. But yesterday I did go see a couple top 2023 kids, Overton, and a guy, Ethan Nation, 4-star defensive back out of Roswell High School, too. I think he is a dynamite player as well. 8 interceptions last year as a sophomore in the state of Georgia, 7A. He is a big deal, and he's also a big target. There's actually a recruiting update over on Dawg Post right now about Ethan Nation, his thoughts on Georgia, Alabama, Clemson. Those are the 3 teams that I think are in the running for him. He's going to be on campus that first week, and so is LT Overton. Drew Bobo, 2023 offensive lineman. His father, of course, Mike Bobo at Auburn. He's going to be there. South Paulding High School has 3 kids going to be on campus that weekend. 5-star running back Richard Young from Florida, an absolute bowling ball of a running back with speed. He's probably the top running back in the entire country for the 2023 class, just ahead of Justice Hayes, the 4-star running back out of Blessed Trinity, the best running back in the state in my eyes. Richard Young, big deal. He's going to be on campus. His buddy, 2023 5-star defensive end, Malik Bryant, is going to come with him on that visit. Of course, Ethan Nation, 4-star defensive back who Georgia really likes, is going to be there. 2022 offensive lineman Dane Shore at Kings Ridge and Alpharetta is going to be there. 2022 offensive lineman Carson Henry from Walton High School is going to be in town. Both of those guys are going to try to impress the staff with the private workout. But overall, this is a big weekend for visits in June. Brandon Ennis, a 5-star wide receiver, maybe the top wide receiver in the country for the 2023 class. He'll be on campus in mid-June. Trayon Webb, another big-time athlete, running back from Jacksonville who was previously committed to Georgia. He'll be back in Athens for a visit in June. So overall, the visits are here. They are going to happen. We've got a full list of 2022 official visitors, especially that first weekend, June 4th. Gunnar Stockton, Kojo Antwi, Oscar Delp, Nylon Morissette, and so many others. It's a giant list over on Dawg Post. I'm the one who made the list, and I keep adding to it every day. But today's video did want to break down Lebus Overton, 6'4", 270-pound defensive end out of Milton. I think he is a superstar. I think he'll end up being one of the top 5 players I've seen covered in high school. Trevor Lawrence, number 1, Derek Brown, Mecole Hardman, a lot of the guys on that list, Justin Fields. But I think at the end of the day, LT Overton is going to be one of those guys who I look back on and say, wow, this kid is unreal. I'm so glad I thought he could be a first rounder all those years ago because I was right. So I can't wait to pat myself on the shoulder or on the back when that happens down the road. But he's an absolute freak, and he is more than the hype. I mean, a lot of guys are 5 stars, but they're little dirty 5 stars towards the bottom of that 5-star ranking. This dude is bright. All 5 of his stars are super duper shiny. He is a superstar player, and he will be in Athens June 1st. It is a big time weekend. It's very, very important. And for all the latest, make sure you head over to Dawg Post. We're going to have stories on all these guys, recapping their visits to Georgia. And then each week we will have another visitor list over on Dawg Post. So make sure, now that June is approaching, visitors coming in through Athens left and right, make sure you're all up to date on not only these young 23 kids, but of course the 2022 class as well, as Georgia tries to push once again to have the nation's top-ranked class. And if they get a lot of these kids that are coming to campus in June and can get their signature down the road, I expect Georgia to have another top 3 class. That's what I expect. That's what y'all should expect as well. If you're watching this video, you obviously care about Georgia recruiting and have for a few years now, I hope. So you know what to expect, and that is for Georgia to have a top 3 class. And it starts next month, getting these visitors in town. Of course, there will be much, much more over on Dawg Post. There already is, so make sure you go check all of that out. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned to the next one, and I will see you over on the website.